Is this
Matcha latte?
Yes. What kind of milk do y'all have?
Oat milk?
Thing. Sounds like there's some drama.
There's definitely no.
Called.
Oh my god. It begins. Life.
I see like everyone plays a part, right?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Thing
Called Life.
All right, welcome back to Thing Called Life. I am Dr. Damaris.
I'm Bianca.
And I'm regular Kareem.
And today we are actually at a different location. If you're watching us, you'll know that this is not the regular background, but we have a special guest. I will let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, Hector Garcia with Oso Coffee.
Yeah.
And we are at Oso Coffee enjoying some of this. This is delicious, by the
Good.
way.
What did
my
you
first-
get?
I got the horchata
Oh, yeah.
latte,
Yeah.
iced, and it is
That's
so
our number one
freaking
seller.
good. Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
what
know
keeps the
that.
lights on here at the shop. I'm serious.
You got a
probably-
rice field in the back.
we sell more of the horchata latte than probably any
Anything
other
else,
ice
yeah.
latte.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you ordered the horchata matcha, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Ooh, that
that's
sounds
what this
good."
one
But I
is.
love
Yeah. Oh,
lattes
is that
more
what that
than.
is? Anything with horchata is.
And I was like, "You know what? Do you do a latte?" And she's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Done." Sold.
And it's handmade too, right? Mm-hmm. See, so they don't buy it from
We don't buy powder and then just
Oh,
mix
nice.
water.
It's
Like
all handmade.
Wait,
using
can you-
milk.
That
and
makes a difference.
I need to. I'm not Mexican, so I don't even
Yeah.
know what. I know horchata is like a rice water. Is that
well,
right?
so the horchata actually can apply to a lot of different. It applies to a drink that's usually requires like the mashing up of like rice or like other material.
Mm-hmm.
So it just so then this would be considered a rice horchata.
Okay.
Because there's other horchata drinks like in other like South American or Mexican countries.
Oh, I didn't know
where
that.
They,
Yeah, I didn't know that
Where
either.
they'll grind other like material
Other, like, other
to make a
starches?
certain drink.
Yeah.
So this is a Mexican rice horchata.
Okay.
So there's
Nice.
cinnamon and some other secret ingredients.
Oh, secret sauce. Can't give away the secret sauce.
Yeah.
What did you get? Yours is green too.
I got a matcha lavender latte.
Ooh, I love lavender.
It's a little sweeter. I kind of was looking forward to like the purple color, but
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not disappointed.
Yeah.
It was good. So
Yeah.
I was like, she said lavender, so I was like automatically
Yeah,
thinking,
like
oh, purple.
Like there's
But-
something else you probably could have used just if you wanted that color. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
But it gives it just enough sweetness because sometimes stuff is too sweet and
Right.
then sometimes it's not sweet enough. But that was perfect.
Yeah.
So
No, that's good. All right, good.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the delicious drinks. I did want to ask you. So, how long has Oso been here?
So we got this. I found this house in 2019 in the summer. It was June 2019. So we're actually celebrating 5 years in the house. But before that, the house was just. You would never notice it because it was just an old brown house with a chain link fence around it.
Okay.
So we started working on the house a few months after we leased. So, but we have an amazing landlord. I feel like I own the house already because
Yeah.
she's such a cool landlord.
Awesome.
COVID comes 2020.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's right before
Right,
COVID.
it was right before COVID. So once everything kind of shut down, then we didn't feel a lot of pressure to. So we took our time. We did everything ourselves. Like we
Okay.
just paid as we went. No big loans or anything like that.
Yeah.
Labor
And
of
so
love.
I would say we've been officially open for maybe 2 years.
Okay.
nice.
Yeah.
So,
And it's become a neighborhood staple.
That's probably
Like-
when I
Yeah,
started
I
coming
think
here.
so.
Huh?
When did you start coming?
I think about 2 years ago.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just showed up.
Never left. And now
we
he's
can't get
host.
rid of you.
You know, it's funny you say that. When we walked in, the girl at the front was like, "You're here again?"
Yeah.
I was like,
He was
"Whoa."
here earlier today too. This morning.
He talks
Thanks
about
for
it a
that.
lot. He posted. He
does.
has the hats, like the merchandise
Yeah.
that y'all sell. So
Hey.
He's
yeah.
a walking billboard.
You sent me picture. The last picture you sent me was this house is on the beach. I mean, this hat was on a beach.
Oh yeah.
Oh, in St. Thomas?
Yeah. You're like, here.
Was
Maybe,
it-
maybe you could use these photos.
I didn't know. I was like, because sometimes, like, I know certain brands, they'll like.
Yeah. I
they'll-
need to use that
they'll
photo.
have some people take some pictures
Yeah.
and like, also abroad or
You know what I'm
whatever
gonna do
abroad. What?
later today? I'm gonna post one in my stories.
Yeah.
With, where is it at? What beach?
Oh, that one was. Oh my God.
I'll tag that.
It was
beach.
Megan's Bay.
I'll tag that, and that's all. And then people would think I'm on the beach somewhere.
Yeah. They'll be like, "Oh,
Plus, like, 'cause you
Hector's in
just got,
St. Thomas."
Yeah.
well, because you just got back from a trip, right?
Oh, I was in Cincinnati.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were up there. Was that for BMX or?
Yeah, just a trip. Yeah, like a fun
So
trip.
so a
Bikes.
lot of people don't know this, but Hector's a dope BMXer.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. I thought it had to do
Interesting. I
something
did
with
not know that.
skateboarding, but yeah, you corrected me because I remember something was said in one
Yeah, I
of your
wouldn't-
videos on Instagram.
I wouldn't say dope. I've been riding since middle school.
Yeah.
So there was a period there where I rode a lot, and then I stay in that circle. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hold on. We've had Jeff on the podcast.
Yes.
Jeff is also.
Well, they
a-
they ride together.
Jeff.
Boston Jeff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You had
Uncle
him on there?
Jeff.
Yeah.
He's our little Irish friend. I haven't seen
Shout
him.
out to
I
Jeff.
haven't seen him in a while. Yeah.
He's actually. You know what's funny? I saw him like, was it Sunday or Saturday, something like that?
Yeah.
I hopped on the train, and I was about to hop on the train. And I saw him, and I was like, "Hey man, you got any change?" Just messing with him. And I had like my whole like get up on.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Man, I didn't want to." And he saw me. He was like, "Oh shit."
Man,
So we talked on the train, but he's doing good. He's right now looking for a job, but everything's good.
Awesome.
Yeah, so he would be here a lot. They would all be here at the same time.
Yeah,
I've been here a couple of,
Yeah.
I think
Couple
one
times.
of,
Couple
yeah,
Fridays.
a couple of Fridays,
Yeah.
because Friday's like the meetup
Yeah.
spot. Alex, who's also been on our podcast.
Okay, yeah.
He's been here on a Friday, and
I've
then
been poaching
Kareem
from
and
Oso.
I've.
Yeah, I know,
Pretty
right?
much. Jeff has been here, and it's like, oh, I came and I was like the whole podcast crew.
Well,
We'll
it
just,
is-
we'll just bring the podcast to where it all came from, right,
Might as
right here.
well.
So it's cool because I see it happen. Like, like you started coming, and then,
Yeah.
you make friends easily. So all it takes
He's a
is somebody
social
sitting next
butterfly.
to him, and then he's friends with them.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next thing, so,
Yeah.
and then you just become like
I
family.
love the vibe
Yeah.
of this place. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And that's
it's
the thing.
good.
People that live in Edo, like they all know about Oso. It's always
Yeah,
like,
Raquel,
oh yeah, Oso.
Raquel too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
I've
been on
seen
the-
Raquel here too. That's right.
She's been on the podcast.
You're right.
Yeah.
But
It's
I mean, there's
awesome.
so many, and this kind of just speaks to how great this place is because you get people from all walks of life, like for real. And again, like I have brought those people onto our podcast because they do lead such interesting lives.
Yeah.
And you give a good safe space for these people to come and be creative. So I appreciate it. I can't speak for everybody else.
Well, I mean, it's cool because I see people not only like just becoming friends, but then they're doing business with each other
Yep.
and
Yep.
are getting hired or getting like Raquel's a photographer, get a photo gig through someone or something, and it's cool. Like I like it. I like what it's become. Like it's become a hub
Really,
for,
yeah.
for the neighborhood or the community, and yeah.
What was your vision for this place? Like, did you always want to start a coffee shop?
It's a great question.
So, I mean, I'll give you the really short version. Before I even found this house, my plan was to open a bike shop. So I was.
Oh yeah. I forgot what we were talking about.
So my bread and butter's always been design. I've always owned a little design agency, and then through that, I've done other stuff. So, my dream or whatever was to have a bike shop and then have a coffee shop built inside of it, and then.
Ah.
So
That'd
that's
be
what I was
pretty cool.
trying to do, and then I had already started building out the bike shop at another building, and then they changed the ownerships, and the new owner was like, "Man, I like your idea, but we don't want any restaurants or, food or drink establishments in here." So they were really cool with me. They let me out of my lease, and then once I found this house, because once I found this, I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna just let go of the studio and
Yeah.
use that rent money for this." So it kind of happened by accident, like I was being intentional about it, but then
It was
it
a healthy
happened
pivot.
faster than I thought.
Yeah, healthy pivot.
Right. When I found the house,
Yeah.
the landlord gave me a tour. It only took me 5 minutes of walking around. I'm like, oh, let's
You
go.
already know, yeah.
I'll
You had a
sign up.
vision,
And I
yeah.
had no money. I didn't know how I was going to. I mean, I had my business, my other business.
Sure.
So I knew the first step was, man, let's just just get a hold of the property. And then
It's always the
figure it out after that.
Yeah.
And then we just started doing demo, and my nephew that was living with me at that time was a big help. His name, shout out to Joel. He did a lot of stuff, a lot of the grunt work. Like there's so many jokes of him doing stuff here that was probably, if OSHA had walked in, like we would have got all the fines.
child labor.
Yeah. And so we just started just slowly, and then it just happened. Like, so to answer your question, if I always wanted to own a coffee shop, I did, but I didn't know how that would look.
Right.
Like I had no idea it would look like the way it is now,
That's beautiful.
or become like that hub that you described. So I'm blown away all the time by stuff that happens here through this little house.
Awesome.
So-
Yeah, you've had several like fundraisers through this place.
Yeah, early on, I was thinking the traditional way, like, okay, I need some money, so let me find a couple of investors to help. And then in doing that, like nothing really stuck. So then I went the crowdfunding route, and that I did it twice, and each time it only brought in like about $5,000 each time. But what really helped me was COVID. So that was like a blessing in disguise because I qualified for like self-employed unemployment. We qualified for a couple of PPP loans.
Okay.
And it helped me,
Kind of fuel the
pay
dream.
people that are already working for me.
Nice.
But then it helped us with build out. So that helped a lot.
Nice.
So it worked out. Like, I mean, it's not going to be the case for everyone. Like, but the best way I can describe it is like, man, I was blessed, like the way it happened, because, I have 100% ownership, and I'm not having to split profits with somebody.
Right.
And then that gives me the freedom to do more through the shop. So hopefully, the plan is I have first right of refusal to buy this property from the landlord.
Okay.
And there's 2 little duplexes behind me. So once she's ready to sell,
Excuse me.
because she's not ready right now, then unfortunately I would end up tearing down those duplexes behind me and building a second part of the shop, like a double-leveled setup.
Okay.
And by then, hopefully, I can have my liquor license. So, I have plans for cocktail bar and stuff like that.
Awesome.
Coffee, at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you that. So, what's the future? What
Yeah.
do you have? So, you do have some expansion plans already in mind.
Yeah.
And awesome.
But I'll take my time. I see a lot of shops start doing well, and then they think like, okay, it's time to open a second shop, and they do that, and then they just stretch themselves too thin, and then they fall.
Yeah, the
Right.
quality falls off because
Yeah.
you can't stretch yourself like
Right.
that. Yeah, there's a
Like
lot of things.
I'll take my time and just do it right.
I think
Yeah.
what helps too is like how Kareem was saying, he comes here all the time, and then all the other people that we had on our podcast, they're all entrepreneurs of some type. And this is like a place of inspiration, especially because like you yourself, you took your time, everything that you were doing probably wasn't working out the way you wanted to, but somehow ended up happening for you to where it's like people come here with ideas, people come here to talk, and it's like if they wanted to, they can lean in and be like, hey, help me out with something,
Right.
like
Yeah.
what's your idea on this or that.
Right.
So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and what's cool is that, man, there's so many stories. I really need to write them down because there's a lot of people that stepped up at the beginning and just blew me away, bro. Like stories that if I really took the time to tell you would probably make me cry because just friends and family, and I mean, just one, for example, I have a friend who knew we were trying to raise money, and it was right around the time that the PS5 was popular. So he got a hold of one. He said, hey, I want to put this up for auction.
Wow.
And then we'll give you, I just want my money back on the PS5, and then you keep everything
the
else.
rest. Yeah.
And it was around Christmas time. So he did that for us, and he didn't even have to. And then another friend showed up one day
That's awesome.
asking, hey, I don't have any jobs lined up this week. He's a construction worker. Put us to work. Like, how can we help? So I didn't want to turn him down. I'm like, okay, well, I need to replace some siding and some other stuff. Well, once he got here, he saw what needed to be done. Then he disappears, and I asked his little worker, hey, where's the Metro at? And he's like, oh, he went to the store to get something. I don't know. He comes back with the back of his truck. He went and picked up more of his tools, 3 5-gallon buckets from Sherwin-Williams,
Wow.
his paint sprayer, all kinds of stuff, and he painted the whole house for me, bro,
Wow.
on the outside.
God.
So this whole house was dirty. Remember I told you it was a dirty, ugly little brown house? Man, after he did that, it's like, I don't know what it did, but it just put a fire under me. Like, all right, that was half the battle, just changing the color of the house.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of little things like that, and so I'm very thankful, like for my friends, my family, my mom.
Yeah.
My mom is who the shop's named after. Her, that's her
There's
right
a
there.
picture up there. We'll post it on
Yeah.
our
Okay.
Instagram.
That's Mama Oso. Her nickname is Oso. So, I went through a lot of different names on a list, and it's funny, after going through 50 different names, a friend of mine, Steve, was like, man, what about your mom's nickname, right? It's Oso or something like that. I'm like, oh, yeah. So I play around with that. I'm like, boom, that's it.
That's it, right?
And so we named it after her. She's the oldest of all her sisters and brothers. Her mom kind of left them when they were little, so it kind of forced my mom into
So
like a parental role. And
Mama bear.
And yeah.
Because also, in case you don't know, it means bear.
Yeah.
Bear in Spanish.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because I was going to ask you, so where'd you come up with bear
Yeah.
coffee?
And people that don't know, they'll
Right.
call it Oso Coffee.
Oh,
And not getting that it's Oso.
OSO.
Oh my God.
Well,
So,
I
yeah.
can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
I kind of like the story that you just told us because it makes this place that much more sentimental because it is a place for community, especially that you had people come together to help you. And I think about that all the time, like how, especially with this economy that we're in, if we all pitched in to help each other out, how much more we could get ahead in
preach,
life.
sister.
Oh, yeah.
Preach.
Totally.
It's crazy. Like
Yeah.
the little things that we could trade, services,
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, if you think about it, like, I love how the Asian cultures do it. The family will help, this person open his restaurant. Then that guy will then put money that he's making from his restaurant plus the other family to help the other person open
Get
a
their
business.
yeah.
And they just keep doing that.
Yeah.
And then we can do that just as a community, friends, family. It doesn't necessarily have to be just
Blood, it
family.
didn't have to be
Yeah.
blood,
Yeah.
I think you
Yeah.
choose your family, actually, if you really
Right.
think about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're my tío.
I mean,
And if you
That-
don't
They were
know, now
Korean.
you know.
what's funny is that I do have an uncle that is 2 years younger than me, so that
Yeah.
this could be a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
So
Yeah.
we discussed the origin and the name. So I'm glad you got to your future plans. I've heard about some of the things that because you've done special events here too. Because I've seen advertisement for stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you have anything coming up?
The closest thing is this Thursday, the September 5th. There's a friend of mine named Cynthia who has an all-girls like fitness gym in Pearland called SinFit. And she's already come once she'll bring her whole group, and it's at least 50 of her girls. And
wow.
Oh, I think I
they'll
saw
come to
you-
our run club on Thursday night.
Yeah, I think I saw you post that
And
last
then
week.
just by them coming and promoting, I mean, we end up with like 100 people here.
Wait, does Oso have a run club?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Tell us
Yeah.
about that.
So that started by accident.
yeah, it was.
I feel like it's Kareem somehow started it.
No. I'm
Yeah.
not taking any credit for that. It started as a joke, right?
Well, not as a joke, but we've done collabs with other run clubs, and where they were like, "Hey, can we do a post up on your property and start our run here?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm always down for a good collab."
Yeah.
So a couple of times that's happened, and after that, I'm like, I'm gonna make a shirt that just says "Oso Run Club," just as a design, like.
Yeah.
And sure enough, people they wanted a shirt, but then they're like, "Man, when do y'all run? I want to come run with y'all." I'm like, "Man,
Yeah.
we don't."
if you make it, they will come, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh
And
my
then
goodness.
then one of
We
my
don't.
baristas, Cynthia,
Yeah.
she's like, "Hey, I'm kind of getting the running. I'll lead it if you want." I was like, "Let's go." And now we have a run club.
Wow.
Look
That's how
at
stuff
that.
happens.
Yeah.
Wow,
I tried to
that's
go, but I
amazing.
can't. I'm busy on Thursdays.
Yeah.
So.
And this guy, he's been running to the shop.
Yeah.
He'll come in all sweaty, dripping.
Gross. Yeah.
That's
I'm gonna keep a
disgusting.
towel here for you.
This is a place where people eat. You're dripping all over the place.
Hey.
Well, no, I mean, I make it sound bad. It's not that bad. He's perspiring.
Yeah, I do.
yeah.
You need to bring a towel, Kareem.
I'm definitely. If I bring it
Just
with
keep
me, I'll
one
just
here.
sweat
No,
on
no,
it
just
on the
keep it
way
here.
here.
That's funny.
No, but
Yeah.
so yeah, and speaking about like obviously Oso and all the new things that you've got going on, the one thing that you did do was you extended your hours in the weekday.
Yes.
Because you used to close at 2,
Right.
but now you've extended to 6, correct?
Yeah. So I did everything backwards. So, slowly build out, then open. For a while, we were only open on Sundays.
Oh.
Then I added Saturday. Then I added Friday. And then Remember, I did it all backwards too, so even like the permitting process was kind of backwards. But I mean, I'm good now.
Yeah, he's legal now.
There was a reason.
We are legit here.
There's a reason why I was just like doing once, and I was calling them pop-ups, right?
Right.
Like Sunday only,
I
so
see.
people were looking forward to it. Then I added
smart.
weekdays, and then
That is really
Very
smart.
smart, yeah.
Yeah.
Then
It
open till
helps you build a
2.
clientele.
Then built my staff up. Then we opened till 3. Now till 6.
Yep.
And then also the midnight thing, right? Y'all are doing a thing.
We were gonna do that, and then we had a machine issue, and so I stopped that. So I need to set a new date.
Was that
Yeah, 'cause
like
I
That'll,
was-
that'll be
2 weeks ago?
fun.
I was so excited when I saw that. So when I saw that y'all were extending y'all's hours to the evening, and then
Yeah.
on the weekends how y'all do midnight, I was
Yeah.
like, finally I can go. But this is
Yeah.
my first time here, so.
Okay.
I was like,
Welcome in.
So
Yeah,
I'll probably
this is my
set a
first
date in October, and then we'll keep that going.
Okay,
Okay.
so wait, what's that? Because I have no idea what that is.
We've always wanted to do something called Oso at night,
Uh-huh.
and then like Friday, Saturday night we'll be open from like 8 to midnight,
Oh.
and just a late night spot. We don't sell alcohol yet, but we're gonna create some cool mocktails, and it'll just have a different
nighttime
nighttime
vibe.
vibe.
That's great because there's a lot of people now that are on the no drink the
Yeah.
sober bandwagon. I'll call it that. Not
Yeah.
not in a negative way, but
Right.
like that just don't want to drink. And so it'd be nice to have a place to go and be able to have some mocktails or just some coffee or tea to hang out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have a kitchen, so we'll be doing burgers and our quesadillas and some other stuff.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
But yeah, there's definitely a fitness / sober trend going on right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And a lot of
Get
it,
our
I
minds
feel,
back.
is based on health, not necessarily like I need to stop drinking because I get crazy. It's less of that. I think it's more healthy.
Yeah, for
health
sure.
conscious.
I think it's, definitely there's more of an awareness now with folks. and
Absolutely.
it was a
taking care of
delayed
themselves.
reaction from COVID, but I think we're finally getting there.
It went the opposite way. It was
Yeah.
like drinking every day to now it's
Yeah,
like, I don't want to
so-
drink anymore.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Now you say that, I remember like we would dial up our friends and do video drinking.
Really?
Yeah.
During
Social
COVID?
hour. Yeah.
Video happy hour.
Yeah. Not even
Yep.
kidding. Like because
Yeah.
we miss each other. And we just like get on a video chat and drink. I'm like, this is kind of cool, but like, why am I drinking?
Ain't nothing else to do.
Yeah.
True.
You get drunk on a Tuesday.
Right.
And a Wednesday and a Thursday.
What's
Yeah, that's how it
crazy
was
is
done.
what's crazy is when I first started working on this house, Ninfa's is right there in El Tiempo, and so it's crazy the way it worked. Like I'd be working hard here all day. Let's just say I just finished working on the wheelchair ramp or something. I'd be like, oh man, I still have an hour before Ninfa closes. So I'd go to Ninfa's, and I'll be there like 3 or 4 times a week. And I would just treat myself to a couple of margaritas, and then
Yeah.
now we're all family over there at Ninfa's, and then they
Right.
come here, we go there. But yeah, I love a good margarita.
Yeah, and this is the original Ninfa. So like,
Yes.
go ahead and give the audience
Yeah, so I
your
was gonna say we
address.
haven't given the address.
Yeah,
we
so
need to
everybody
give
kind
the
of knows.
address
We'll
and-
put it in the
to the
show
shop?
notes as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we're
where are we?
2603 Navigation, right at Caddy Corner from Ninfa's and
Yep.
El Tiempo.
Absolutely.
The
And
neighbor,
your current working hour open hours are
Monday through Friday, 7 to 6, and
Yep.
the 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., and then weekends 9 to 3.
9 to 3.
Yeah,
So-
after 3 or 4 around here, it's kind of it gets quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this neighborhood, I don't know if you were particularly looking because of the neighborhood that it is. This is like known as like a historic neighborhood,
Right.
Because of Hispanic culture and everything that's happening. Is that one of the reasons why you got this house here in this neighborhood, or no? It was just you had the best deal, and then you were like, hey, I need to jump
You
on
don't know
this.
why? It's because I would make so many trips to El Tiempo for margaritas, and I was always passing by this.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
And I wasn't remember I was going to open a bike shop, but I was noticed this property was not occupied. So I just pulled in one day and asked the restaurant next door, hey, who's the landlord here, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, it's our sister. And then she showed it to me. And then, but I kind of grew up in Northside, 610 Ella area.
Yeah.
Had family here that lived like around Papa Burger. So I was familiar with the neighborhood, but I didn't, again, it wasn't intentional. Like it happened
Yeah.
kind of by accident.
Yeah,
fell in my lap.
organically.
But now that I'm here, man, I love this neighborhood. Like I really do.
Yeah.
And then it forced me to learn some history. Like this was a old like Germantown. The
Really?
second ward, yeah. Like when I had to pull the plat, like when you you're going through the permit process, they require you to pull up the plat for the area.
Mm-hmm.
They make you do it. Like the city has
They have
access, but they
to
want
it.
you to go pull it.
Of course.
So the only thing that they had for this subdivision was hand-drawn subdivision drawings of
Wow.
the
Oh,
streets.
wow.
And I have it's in that cabinet somewhere. So a lot of these streets, they're not even the same street name, but a lot of them are German names.
Oh wow.
So like this one here, I think that street is Ingelke. That's a German word, a root word for something.
Oh
Huh.
okay.
You should get that framed. That's pretty.
I
That's a
should.
good
You're
like
right.
history.
Yeah. And then I don't know. I don't want to just throw out years, but there's a period there where then it became like Hispanics, more and more Hispanics started moving in the neighborhood. Then it became known as Second Ward, Strong Chicano. I want to say that happened like somewhere there in the 50s or 60s.
Yeah.
Um,
I assume the Germans just kept going down I-10 because. Well, no, I mean, 'cause, yeah. There's
to Fredericksburg.
Yeah, Fredericksburg.
Yeah. No, I don't know, but I need to do more research because it's really interesting.
Interesting.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
this
this
area is
street,
rich with
Ingelke
history.
right here, you can see where the pavement's coming up, and you can see the original like brick street.
The cobblestones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
I've
some
seen
still
that.
under there.
I've seen that actually in a couple of streets in this. I used to live in this neighborhood, and you could see where it's coming up. It's like, oh wait, this is
Yeah.
cobblestone.
Yeah, so it's still a good amount of. If I had to put a percentage, it's still like 60-40 right now. 60% Hispanic, Latino. I mean, as far back, like all the way to the ship channel. But it's definitely changing, and it's moving from town that way. So right now
Right.
you're seeing. I mean, we get a good mix of all races here at the shop, and I like it.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's going to change more because as more money and more development happens,
Yeah.
these Hispanic families that are living here, they're going to take the money that someone offers them on their house, and then they're going to move farther out,
Yeah.
and then just the
Or the
demographics
property
going to
taxes will
change.
get too high, and
Yeah.
then they have
Yeah.
to move.
So I kind of hate that's going to happen. I mean, you see it everywhere around
Right.
around the main downtown area.
Right.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I live in the Heights, and there's definitely gentrification happening.
Yeah.
And you see like the community changing, especially some of these older homes, and they just get knocked down, and new
Yeah.
homes, or 3 homes will go in the place of one. And the taxes are just so high
Right.
Yeah.
that it's hard to afford it when you're living in this small little house
Yeah.
too.
So I didn't realize this though till I became a coffee shop owner, and someone pointed it out. It's like, bro, you know, on this street, you're one of the few like Hispanic-owned businesses.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you have your old school people, you know, like Dona Maria's. Like this family's a really good family, a lot of history.
Yeah.
The owner actually grew up with Mama Ninfa when they were
Oh,
little
wow.
kids. Yeah.
Cool.
But I'd love to, you know, with gentrification comes a different demographic. You know,
Right.
it seems like, you know, my Hispanic people, there's not a lot of resources, or maybe they don't know how to go find that money to open a business.
Right.
And so I hope that it also can, you know, flourish and thrive to the point where I can then maybe help someone, you know,
They pass on the knowledge.
get started.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's the reason for, I don't know, you saw the workshop I did recently
Yeah.
for that I call Café con Leche. My ultimate purpose is to find those people that need help, and then just, I don't know, just be a gateway
Yeah, resource
to
for
that
them,
next
right?
step, yeah.
That's beautiful. I like that. I definitely,
Yeah,
I'm a
pushing the
big
knowledge
proponent
on.
of
Yeah.
sharing that information, because
Right.
there's a lot of just
Gatekeeping.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
I was thinking of
That's a
another
good
word
word.
that wasn't appropriate, but like gatekeeping your information, because folks are just so afraid of competition, and there's so much for everyone, and there's so much space, and the demographic does provide an opportunity for different businesses to open.
Yeah.
But it provides opportunities also for people to come in and do different things,
Right.
and it's sharing that information and giving them those chances to say, hey, you know, I did it, this is how I did it, and maybe sharing some of those mistakes that you've learned along the way, like I did this and
Yeah, to
this.
shrink the
You
learning
may make
curve.
other mistakes and learn that.
Yeah.
Hey, pass the knowledge on.
True. Yeah.
Speaking of mistakes, is there anything that you wish you would have done differently?
That was
When
the next step.
yeah, speaking of that, because like I know sometimes sometimes obstacles in our way take us longer to where we want to get, or we just wish that we didn't have to go through a certain thing because it's like, damn, I could have saved myself all that trouble.
Had I known.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like,
Well, it's weird because remember I said I did everything backwards.
yeah.
I basically did it like a Mexican. That's how it's Mexican. We do it under the radar, right, as long as we can before we come back and then take care of the legit stuff.
Kind of a proof of concept kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started backwards. I'm trying to think. Honestly, like it is what it is. Like it worked out the way it worked out. I wouldn't recommend everybody just blindly jumping in, like, because it could have turned out bad, right? Like, but luckily I had another business that helped fund this, like the design company, and I still run it, but it was the bread and butter that helped like fuel the build out of all the shop. So yeah, I'd probably tell someone like, hey, maybe have some kind of resources on hand, or even another, maybe if you have another business, you can use funds from that to fund this other business.
Right.
But I don't know if I would do anything differently, really.
That's good though.
I have to really think about it, but I'm sure there's something.
Was there a learning curve with the coffee itself? Because I know there's some coffee snobs out there. I think I know a few.
No, I'm kidding.
I love coffee. I know at one point I got like a legit espresso machine, and even just like the grinding, the pushing down on the the little cup and
there's like
making
extreme levels to it.
Dude, there's like, and I'm like, nope, this doesn't taste right. And it's like, there's people that's like, okay, the ratio of foam to, the espresso, and this a whole science behind it. So how did you get into like?
So I just, even before I opened the shop, I about 2010, 11, 12, I just became interested in coffee. Mainly because of all the little tools and stuff that are out there, right? So I would just I started buying like pour over kits to make pour overs at home. I didn't own my own little espresso machine till like years later.
Wow.
And then after just getting into that, then I just realized how coffee is almost like the stepbrother of alcohol. You know how alcohol, we gather around drinks and food?
Yeah.
Well, we can do that with coffee, and I saw how the community that is created around coffee.
Yeah.
So then that started like building my desire to actually own a shop one day, or adding it into my bike shop. And with that, I just started learning on my own. YouTube was my best friend.
Yeah, YouTube
Then
University.
Lots of knowledge.
Then I started meeting other baristas. I had a really good friend who was in BMX, who was a really good barista. I attribute a lot of my like hardcore espresso training to him. Like I actually paid him to teach me.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So yeah, and then there's always training.
Yeah.
And then my roaster, Tenfold Coffee is my roaster. He is at my disposal anytime I have questions.
Tenfold, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're here in
He's in the
Houston.
Heights.
Yeah, I think I've driven by
He's
and
on
seen
Yale and
Tenfold.
Aurora.
Yeah, okay. So you
Yeah.
get your coffee, like your roastery.
So we get all our beans from him.
right
Yeah.
here in this. Oh, I love
Yeah.
that. So local
So
business,
we have a
helping
good
local
relationship.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't have any interest in being a roaster. Like, that's a whole other business. It's a whole other science.
Well, yeah, for
I'd rather
sure.
just,
Yeah.
I'll pay him to get my beans, and there's plenty of money there to make profit.
For sure.
So
And it's funny that you do joke about me being a coffee snob, but like one day I came in and I was like, "Hey, this drip tastes different," and you were like, "Yeah, we changed it." Man,
Yeah.
how'd you know? I was like,
no, yeah. So he has a good palate because he can like tell when like either we changed beans or we did something different.
Plus, he's here every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a big difference.
every day.
That makes a big difference.
Man, we're gonna charge you rent, bro.
But you're still right there in that cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a good thing though. Like if your own clientele can come in and they'll be like, hey, you changed this and it tastes good, or hey, I don't like this, because that's giving you true reviews
Yeah.
on how to be
real
better.
feedback.
So
Demand
yeah, it's,
feedback.
Yeah.
that's a good thing though.
What's cool is that so if you look on Google, we have a pretty good like review rating. But there's a handful, and if you go look at those like 1 stars or whatever, you could tell like, they're just being a hater. That's not even a real review. But I like that, like our true, like really loyal, good customers, if they have a complaint, they won't go immediately to Google and write a bad review. They'll message us. They're like, hey man, this tasted
kind of different.
It didn't taste that great today. What happened? Well, and then, we'll apologize. We'll make it right. But I like that. Like, if you have good, loyal customers, they're not going to go hate on you online.
Correct.
So.
And a lot of those people don't own a business, so they don't understand, like, how much weight that carries.
Yeah.
For a business, especially one that's, I mean, no disrespect, but basically a startup, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm a startup for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, we have a lot of other coffee shops in town that have been around a bit longer, but I think at the moment, like for me, you're the most popular at the moment. So,
I don't know.
You have your dog following.
Yeah.
I mean, if y'all want to be like wowed by some cute puppies, and also there was a
Wait,
Just come
what do you
hang
mean
out.
a
Just come
dog
hang out here
following?
for about an hour, and you're gonna run into.
Oh,
dogs.
people just bring their dogs.
Yeah.
Well, not only
Okay.
that, but like on his Instagram, they post a lot, like dogs doing their pup cups or whatever.
Yeah.
And like you'll just see a dog just go like from like just kind of walking in, and then they see the pup cup, and then their butts like just, and Hector's feeding it to them, and it's fun.
Oh, so you get the dogs pup cups?
Well, we make really
saw it on
cool
the
pup
menu.
cups.
Yeah.
Like we'll give it to them in a cup with dog treat. It looks like a freaking latte.
Yeah, dog tree sprinkled
Yeah.
on the top.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, I gotta bring one home.
Do you have a dog?
I have 3 dogs.
Oh. Yeah, you got to bring them here.
Yeah.
You only have 2
Just 3.
and a third.
And a third.
Why? What's the other one? A Chihuahua?
No, it's a
It's a
French.
pug.
It's a French bulldog.
It's a pug.
It's a French bulldog. It's not a pug.
It's
First
not a
off,
pug.
that was a major insult to the Frenchy world.
Because you don't classify pugs as real dogs?
It doesn't. It's a French bulldog, and
He's a
French
little
bulldogs
piglet.
they like snort and make all noises. They
He's a
don't
pig.
really bark.
He's a furry
I don't think
pig.
I've ever heard him actually
Bro, the pug-
bark.
No, he can't bark because
But they snort and stuff, and so he snorts and he's like, "It's a pig."
Trachea.
Man, pugs are like the only dog you can put any costume on them, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially the Ewok one. That's
Yeah.
like the best one time.
Yeah.
We're back.
Dang.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
yeah, that's a good following. Again, you got your fitness side, but you haven't really spoken too much about your design side. So
Yeah, I was
what's
gonna ask
that
about
called?
that because you say you have another business, kind of funded this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you still doing that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I still
yeah.
try to
So
do
what is
it.
that?
It took a little dip after I just couldn't give a lot of attention to it, but the name of it is New Creative, Neue. And then the little brother company name is CMYK. So those go hand in hand. But I've been doing that since like late 90s.
And you said it's a
It's a design agency.
design.
Yeah,
What,
yeah,
does,
yeah.
what do you design?
So, like for
Like
example,
graphic
if you look
design.
around the coffee shop, anything design, like the bag design,
This right here?
graphics
Okay.
on the
This right
wall.
So graphics for
Just graphics,
merchandise or
signage,
sign? Okay,
yeah.
signage.
So, like if you, let's say you start a coffee shop and you need building signage, your bag, coffee bags design, a logo, web design, like we
Yep.
do all of that stuff.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
So do you print it too, or just design it?
Yeah, we could do print, everything.
All
yeah, like I
right.
was in the design, like designs changed a lot. So around
Oh yeah.
around the mid to late 90s was like, I mean, it was at its peak because printing was huge. Like, I mean, we would make thousands on like big corporate print jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, print's kind of
Yeah, because we're in a
dead
digital
now. It's all
age.
digital.
Everything's digital now.
Yeah. So there's other ways to make, money in addition to doing the design work.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we just did a quote today for like tenfold. It's not a secret now because they're building a new shop over in downtown. So we're doing these big window graphics for them.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
So I'll post a picture of that soon once we get it done.
Congrats on that.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
So yeah.
So
But
now
yeah,
you're-
so I still do a little bit of that. I love doing that. And then, but the coffee shop like takes up most of my life.
So what freed
Yeah.
you up to be able to put a little bit more time to that?
The shop kind of leveling off, and
Yeah.
I don't have to be here as much. I have a good team. Like all my staff's great. Every one of them's got a story that I could tell on how they came in. Because, man, I'm very honest with people. Like the scariest part of this business is hiring the wrong people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So with every person, I take my time. Like the joke is, for example, Gladys that's in here right now. it took me a year to hire her. She came in, she was interested, but I didn't really have an opening, right? And so she would keep coming, and then then we didn't see her for a while, right? And then I started seeing her again, and then I'm like, hey, I want to talk to you. I think we're ready to hire. Oh, about time. And she's great. Like, everyone just fits. Like, you know, my nephew's one of the cooks. RJ, I don't know if I ever told you RJ's story. When I first started opening, like doing that one Sunday a week, RJ, I had met him at Toot Suite. He used to work there.
Oh, okay.
He just started coming every weekend, and he would order a drink, but he would say, hey, I'll help you for free. Like, he just wanted to get in there and help.
Wow.
And then after being like, no, like, I can't let you just volunteer for free. After kind of shooing him for like 2 or 3 times, I was like, you know what? Yeah, come on, man. But I want to pay you.
Yeah.
And he's never left.
That's nice.
Wow,
That was 5 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congrats, man.
And he's like my manager, and man, he's a hard worker, and like, he really believes in the shop. So
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
So-
I have to say, like, I'm Christian. I think everyone knows that, and I am a
Yeah.
true believer. And like, when something's meant to be, God just aligns everything. And
God.
it seems like
So
for
fast.
you,
yeah.
the blessings that you've had in opening this shop, and the people that have come through that have either helped or even working here. I mean, that's just like divine intervention.
I have to believe that too. Yeah.
Even
So-
doing it backwards, it worked out. It was supposed to be done like that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I'm a firm believer too, and I'm a believer as well, and so I feel like I've just followed. Like, if you have a heart after God, then you can use that phrase of like, if you just follow your heart,
Yeah.
Things just line up.
it just and I feel like I've just followed that. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, like
Right.
Intuition.
Intuition, yeah.
intuition, or God just speaking or guiding me, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just worked out. It hasn't been easy. I mean, I can tell you many times where I've had to go pawn bikes or sell this or sell that.
Yeah.
But it's worked, and you know, we're growing, and we're in the black. That's good.
Yeah, for sure.
So
It's
So,
blessing.
like a couple of months ago, when we were in the black, that means we didn't have any electricity.
Yeah.
I came by
no, that was a.
Oh
that was
God,
a
here we
good
go.
one.
here. No, I, no.
Hey, you know what? Kareem can talk about it for as long as he wants. That was traumatizing.
Wait, was that when you were coming here with all these battery packs? You were charging them. And
Yeah,
stuff?
you saw me, right? So like,
And he had everything he could that
Also-
needed to be plugged in.
Also, it was my spot. Even when the bar that I work at didn't have energy, right?
Yeah.
So when I came over here and I saw you were up, I was like, what? So I got my little corner over there.
Uh-huh.
I plugged everything in. I charged for like 2 hours,
Yeah,
something like
he hung
that.
out for a while.
Chat with people and take off. And I was here for every day because I had no electricity in my house.
Yeah, you didn't have power for like a week, right, or more?
It was like 9 days. Yeah.
Dang.
Man,
Yeah.
The first time, then the second time it
crazy.
was like 7, but I was
I'm
there
gonna
for
strap
three.
a camera onto Kareem's chest because he be on adventures all the time.
Yeah.
He does
I'm like, you did
adventure.
what?
What happened?
Like, I just strap a camera to your chest because you're always on adventures doing something. I don't even know what's going on half the time.
What's
like,
crazy
what?
is that storm knocked power out all around us except the
The strip.
restaurant, me,
Ooh.
like just this strip. We were the ones with power for several days.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so once I realized we had power, I was like, I have to open. So
Yeah.
that next day, I mean, we opened and it was packed.
I mean, when he says packed, like you just don't know. People were on the patio. People on the front. There's no
Yeah.
real seats out there. A couple people in here. People were there.
People were in their
coming and out.
cars. People were out using the internet. I
Yeah,
told
just
everyone,
for
look, if
Wi-Fi.
my internet reaches there, like use it. Like come at night.
Yeah.
I left an extension cord with a power strip
Yeah,
on, the porch
outside for people to
Oh,
charge.
for people to come at
wow.
night in the middle of the night if they want.
That's
to.
amazing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you for that. I think on behalf of the community, because
Absolutely.
those were rough times, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, so this little house is serving some purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Absolutely.
a place of communion. Like people show up here, they fellowship with each other. We tell stories, we laugh, we joke.
Yeah.
Y'all, okay, this is on the side. If y'all have never been here when Hector and RJ are here, it's like Comedy Central. Like it is, it's so
I need to
fucking
come.
hilarious. I can't even explain their chemistry, but it's hilarious to watch them two go back and forth. But then, obviously when it comes down to business, they'll shut it off, go back to, knocking out.
Kinda.
Well, yeah, but still.
Yeah. We have fun.
Yeah, you
We
definitely have
here.
fun. And then
Yeah.
the other thing is the staff has done an amazing job at remembering people's names. So you come in,
Ooh,
they're
I
like,
like
hey,
that.
what's up? And they'll give you a fist bump or a
Yeah.
high five. And then a dog will come in and they ignore us and just talk to the dog. it's a whole thing, But,
Priorities.
this place really has a place in my heart. And even though I'm moving out of the neighborhood,
You're moving?
but not far.
Okay.
I'll be able to
Close.
either run here or
Okay.
ride my bike here.
All
I'll
right.
still be
gonna
good.
run
Gosh,
It'll be fine.
I can't. With
Yeah.
That's
So anyway.
awesome.
Thanks. Thank
Anything
you.
else you want to share?
No. No, you guys, I really appreciate this. I need to figure out how all of y'all know each other. Do I
that's
need to
a
go?
long
Do I need to go watch old podcast episodes?
No,
I mean,
The
I
first
don't think-
episode, I think, covered
No?
it.
kind
right?
of in
Yeah.
a way, maybe. I don't even know.
Y'all need to devote then a podcast to tell y'all story, right?
So I met Kareem at a bar that we used to hang out at,
Yeah.
and then I
in
met
the neighborhood, to King's
Bianca
Court.
at a
King's Court's
different.
still around?
They went away
Well,
and then
Oh,
came
okay.
yeah,
back.
They're
they came
back now.
they're
All
back.
right, I remember
Yeah,
that
but we
place.
met there before.
Yeah.
And then I met Bianca at a club, actually, through a mutual friend, and
Okay.
Then I met Kareem through
through
Damaris.
me. And then
at
we all
brunch.
hung out at brunch one day,
Yeah.
and it was just like, oh, okay.
And then we just
Yeah,
never
we have a
left.
good vibe. And then they talked about a podcast, and I
Yeah.
was like,
That's cool.
do you need like a male perspective?
yeah. I think I had asked him. Well, I wanted to do a podcast, and I talked to Bianca, and Bianca and I think we're not working at the time.
Yeah, we
It was-
weren't
it was
working.
COVID.
And I was like, oh, this
No,
no,
it was past COVID. I think it was.
we were just both not working at the same
2022,
time.
2023,
randomly.
yeah, we
yeah.
just got
I was
laid
like, I'll do a
off.
podcast, and I was like, you know what, Kareem would be a great male perspective because
Yeah.
we should have a guy on it, right? Because it's not just the
Yeah,
girls.
it's
But
like
Not
the
then-
afraid to speak his mind.
You're
and
Joe
he's
Behar.
super social. And so I asked him, I was like, hey, would you be interested? And he's like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. And
It's not a paid gig, but
Yeah, but we have a good time. And,
I
it's,
get paid with laughs.
we get to, it's like a weekly time that the three of us get to connect when otherwise, everyone's so busy
Yeah.
that we don't, but we try to make time. And we have weeks that we don't get to meet, but we still make time and we connect with each other and catch up and
Yeah.
get to meet people like you that
Absolutely.
are like, connections
I've been
from each
trying to
of
pin
us.
you down
and-
for 8 months, man.
Has it
Yeah.
been that long?
It's been that long because
Wow.
you.
I know when I came here and I met you that time, we
Yeah.
talked about it a little
Yeah,
bit.
that was
But you,
Yeah, that was
but
a
the
while
dates
ago.
that
That
he
was
would
a
give
while
me
ago.
were like 3 months out. Like, hey, are you available in January
Like, I don't even know what I'm
2025?
tomorrow.
I'm like,
because we were trying this new.
We were trying to plan things
yeah,
out.
and then
yeah.
I was going, what? Come on, bro. Like,
That's too
how
far
about
out.
2 weeks from now?
we did try to plan them out because
Yeah.
last year it was just like we're gonna meet this day, and so for this year we said, you know what, we're gonna sit down, we'll put a calendar together, we'll
Yep.
put some ideas out there, and then
cool.
obviously it'll change as
Okay.
things
As we go on,
happen.
yeah, 'cause life
or as we
happens.
get
Yeah.
guests and stuff, but we'll try to stick to a schedule, and
Yeah.
it's been good. I mean,
That's
yeah.
cool. No, I like
Yeah.
it. Y'all have a good chemistry. All like,
thank you.
Thank
Thank you very
you.
much.
We've been
Appreciate
told
that.
that. I like that though.
yeah,
That's good.
It's good.
Awesome.
So what is y'all's plan going forward?
Honestly, I think we're moving to the Virgin Islands.
I'm looking at him like, what does he want to say?
Well, if you were to ask me, I would say we're gonna make this a reality show.
Oh my
She's
God, she's been trying
dying.
to put us on like syndicated television.
Oh, yeah.
She's trying to get this to be a reality
That's
show.
cool.
No, I mean, reality, like, for me, like, I like being able to have some time
Your
with some
life
friends.
could be a reality show for
There's-
sure.
I have so much going on.
My
I really
God.
We have a whole
And it-
season dedicated to
Her and her
dinners.
pug. With her pug.
She has a bearded dragon,
Oh,
Oh,
God.
God. Oh, my animals.
cats,
I have
three
dogs,
dogs.
and fish.
a pterodactyl. What else you have?
A pterodactyl, yeah, pretty much.
I have just a dragon.
Jurassic
Wait, you had a
Just
bearded,
a dragon.
the
That's
bearded
it.
dragon. Is that how big is it?
No, it's not that big.
like-
It's like
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
the little,
it's not too
Okay.
big. They're friendly.
Okay. Wow.
But ideally, I mean, we love to have guests on. That's one of our things. We like to
Yeah.
meet new people and be able to expose Houston and what we experience and
Right.
in topics and conversations that
That's cool.
folks have interest in and share that with everyone. And you know,
And then you know,
Hopefully
introduce
get
them to
big
new
enough.
places that they probably haven't been.
Yeah.
Bianca. So
Yeah,
now
my
that
first day.
you know,
I like it here.
yeah.
You should come on a weekend. It's like a party here.
Oh, it's
I
crazy
am, I
here.
am gonna
Like,
come.
it's
I'm
busy.
like,
And
I
that's
just
the other
haven't been
thing.
You
able
have to let me know. We'll have to coordinate.
on the weekends, sometimes the Avenida will have something like. And I,
I
think
was
one time,
gonna
Every
say
every
that,
Sunday, every
'cause
Sunday they have a. farmer's
I've
market.
driven by here on a like on a, I think it's on a Sunday, and they have like it looks like a little shop pop-up
yeah.
shops.
Yeah.
And
On
every
the-
once
on
in
the
a while they'll
Esplanade.
do a Saturday as well. Because I remember I came by one Saturday and it was jam packed. I was like,
That must
what
be
is
great for
going
your
on?
business too,
Yeah.
because
Oh,
folks
yeah, yeah.
come
Get some
over.
overflow for
When
sure.
it's a good big event. So,
Yeah.
In fact, you asked about events. We sponsor a friend of mine's festival called Sweet Like Pan Dulce. Her brand is she's one of the containers on the Esplanade.
Okay.
So her name is Miradela. That's the name of the. You can find her on Instagram at
Miradela?
Miradela.
Doesn't she have like 2 shops? One's named after her name, and then the other one.
No,
Or,
just that one.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then, yeah, hers is probably one of the biggest events of the year on that.
okay.
So that's October 5th. So we end up
Mark your
set-
calendars, people.
We end up
October
setting up
5th.
a tent on the Esplanade as her coffee sponsor, and it's just horchata that we'll sell out there.
Okay.
Nice.
So we'll have food trucks here. It's just all part of her event, but it's like that's a big event.
So you mind if
Yeah.
I put your feet to the fire?
Yeah.
When are you putting your cold brew in HEB?
Well, first I really want to bottle it and keep it here in the fridge. That's a
Right.
whole process, like getting it in stores like that.
I know. I'm just.
Yeah.
It was just a question.
Yeah, HEB actually has times where you can submit stuff like
Yep.
locally.
Yep.
I don't know how that works.
Them and Whole Foods both, and I think you'd be better.
But
in
if I
Whole
did
Foods.
anything, it would be the horchata cold brew
Ooh,
because that's different.
so yummy.
That we're trying to bottle.
that would be.
Nice.
I could
Yeah.
see that in what you call it in Whole Foods. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I got a plug if you need one.
Okay.
At Whole Foods.
Let's go.
Of course he does.
And then the horchata.
Of course he does.
So if you take the horchata home, the horchata like latte that you had, you know, if you took that home with no ice so it don't get watered down, and you add a little bit of rum or whiskey,
Uh oh.
man, that's,
Now we're in trouble.
That's perfect.
He's been
Yeah.
experimenting.
You didn't
in the
know
lab.
that?
He's like, now you know.
It's a borracho latte.
Oh my God, that's such a great name.
Borracho horchata.
Borracha. Wait.
The borracho horchata. You gotta not see that. You gotta give Cream credit when you put that on the menu.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's why
On
he's
that
the
note,
We know he's not trending sober. Right? You're not following that
he
trend.
is sober.
No,
Wait, are you
Actually-
sober right now?
Yeah, I've been on the wagon since November
You
last
just
year.
ciders, right?
Oh.
I'm sorry?
You do ciders only, I think.
Oh, THC ciders, yes.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
not seltzers, not ciders.
He's on the.
So you've been on the
THC.
wagon.
That wagon.
I get it mixed up. If you're off the wagon, that means you fell off.
Yeah, so like when
You're
back
not
in the-
drinking. You
back-
are. If you fall off the wagon, you're drinking.
So during Prohibition, right, when people were drunk,
Okay.
they would go pick them up on the paddy wagon and take them to jail. So you were on the wagon, you couldn't drink, right? And then when you fell off the wagon, you go back
we're
in the
saying
bar
it
and
wrong?
start drinking. So
I
that's the terminology. So if you
Okay.
want to know on or
Off
off,
the wagon
you're
if
going
you're
almost on
drinking.
a
On
year.
the wagon.
almost
if
on a
you're
year
drinking.
Okay.
for on the wagon,
Yeah. Health reasons. or-
Okay.
We have to go back to the drawing board.
health and personal, and
Yeah.
you know
Fact
when you
check.
said earlier, it kind of like resonated with me because you're like you see the health trend coming, right? Even like, for instance, all your drinks are like again literally handmade. If you come here to get a matcha, they're not pouring it out of a pre-made matcha thing.
Right.
They're sitting there with the what is that? thing?
Whisking
Yeah, the
it.
whisk.
Yeah, they're whisking
Yeah.
it. I saw that. I was like,
Yeah,
oh.
they're doing the whole thing here.
Yeah.
So same thing with your teas. You offer teas here.
Yeah.
What other things do you offer here?
Yeah, tea, just your classic espresso drinks, like all your lattes. Go to any espresso drink.
Okay.
You'll notice we don't have a lot like foo-foo drinks. Like I mean, you're here long enough. Do you ever see us use? Do you ever see
I
us?
feel attacked.
Do you ever see us like do a lot of whipped cream and then
No.
and then
No.
drizzle stuff?
No,
like
no,
we
no,
don't
no.
do that.
No.
I like to keep it classic.
Yeah, the
the most
flavors are
foo-foo we
perfect.
get. I don't know if that's the right word. Is like we'll top the horchata with a concha.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just it's a cute drink.
Yeah, it's a cool looking-
Instagrammable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, however, your food items. I asked Kareem the other day.
Yeah.
I was like, Kareem, are you ordering off the kids menu? Because he's like, this is what I have for breakfast, and it was little bear pancakes with corn
lying?
with
No.
corn
Order
dogs.
those.
It was like corn dogs, wasn't it? Mini corn dogs or something.
no, they're pancakes.
It's no. So I'll do the weenie and egg.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It was
Right.
like weenies with
Eggs.
bear pancakes. I'm like, Kareem,
Kids menu.
did you order off the kids menu? He's like, no, this is what I get here.
Okay, so how about that?
That's funny.
So I can save a little bit of face. Not that I care, but
Yeah.
like, what's on your menu?
Yeah. So like, well, are you Latina? I'm
Yeah, I
Okay.
am.
Dominican.
Did you grow up? Oh, okay. So you didn't grow up
Caribbean,
eating like
yeah.
weenie, like hot dog wiener with mixed with eggs.
I did
That's like
because
a
I-
Mexican.
No,
Yeah, it
because
is a
we
Mexican
thing.
did
I
we would do
said-
salami with eggs.
Okay.
Like we eat salami in the Caribbean.
I'll stick to my weenies and eggs.
That's-
you know?
that's
Right. So you grew up with that, right?
Yeah, I grew up with that.
And I did too because I
Yeah.
grew up in Broadway.
Okay.
So like when I said it made me feel like I'm back home, and
Yeah.
this is this side of town is
Like a
kind of
little
my
kid
own-
again.
Yeah.
I
So,
didn't
yeah,
get
but-
little bear pancakes with mine, but
So yeah, you season the wiener, real nice. You cook them, slow cook them, mix them with egg, throw it in a tortilla. It's good. And then the pancakes, we make our batter using the horchata milk instead of
Yeah,
water.
Oh,
That's like-
So
That's what I was
the main
telling you.
ingredient of everything here.
it is. It really is. And so you could eat that
Hector's made
pancake
out of horchata.
without syrup, and you'll taste like the cinnamon of the horchata in there. It's really
Nice.
But then when you add the
Nice.
syrup, it's even
good.
better.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
Kareem
what
felt
if-
like a kid again.
How about I'm gonna do it for you. I'm gonna buy some Jimmy Dean, a pack of Jimmy Dean.
Well,
We'll make the pancake just big enough to house a Jimmy Dean
Well,
sausage in the middle.
I don't eat pork, so that'll work.
Sorry,
That
I'll
will
eat
work.
it for you.
So I'm gonna do the work anyways.
I'll show you. I'll show you how it's
know
eaten.
what? It's a what
What can you eat?
you could call it a cub griddle.
Oh my
cub
gosh,
griddle?
what's up with this? You
Oh,
got
like a
some good
McGriddle?
names.
No,
He's
don't
on a
say
roll
that. You're not
today.
getting paid for that.
He's making a
Cub
whole
griddle.
new menu.
Yeah,
for
he's
you.
making your menu for you. You see this?
What?
Yeah, he's making the kids menu.
That's what she thought the whole time.
Wow.
I do want to add, since
like, no
Kareem's
way.
going to be making the menu.
Yeah.
What about like, since you do have a lot of like, I know bike clubs come here on the weekends
Yeah.
and meet up. You have the run club. Have you ever thought about like, I don't know, protein or any type of smoothie type of drink?
No, no one's really asked a lot about that. I don't want to start because if you start adding
Straight
on,
too far
yeah,
away, yeah.
I'll get away from like just being a classic coffee
You may
shop.
lose some of the quality
Yeah.
too.
Right.
What about
But I could always
coffee
carry
flights?
some stuff in the fridge that we have in the
like
front.
pre-made,
Like
yeah.
there's some juicing companies that are asking us to sample
Yeah.
some of their bottled juice stuff. Like
That's cool.
I see.
Beets.
Yeah.
The cold
Yeah.
press stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So like you have
Yeah.
like beets and carrot and
Yeah, stuff
apple
like
or
that.
something
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
okay.
That's
I see
cool.
that. What about like coffee flights? Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, I did think of that because think about this as a flight. You get just our standard cold brew, horchata with cold brew, an espresso, just a really good, and then
Clean espresso.
and then that fourth one we make a sparkling cold brew.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like Topo Chico cold brew with a little like sweetener that we add.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
just those
That
four. That
sounds
sounds
really
like a good
interesting.
flight, right?
I think that's a great flight.
Yeah.
That does sound
Thanks for
okay.
reminding me. I keep forgetting up
All
to
right.
try
There
that.
you go. That's why you were
There
meant
you
to be
go.
here today.
Now remember,
You
come to
come here one
Oso.
time,
I
you have
know.
ideas.
Come to Oso and try the flight.
One time.
Come into your menu soon.
Yeah.
Come and get some breakfast. Come on the weekends and have a party, and watch Comedy Central while you're here.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you
And,
go.
look out for the new, ownership, tear down, building, all that stuff.
Yeah,
'cause,
yeah. I don't. I mean,
this
it may
area's
be a
really
while. She
blowing
won't
up.
sell unless she. She said she won't sell unless she can sell the whole like
Block.
corner to
the
corner.
whole kid and
Yeah.
caboodle.
I'm safe because her sister owns a restaurant. Her son's next door.
But the
She's not
mechanic
gonna-
shop?
No, right here in between me and the restaurant.
Uh-huh.
He just sells life insurance and stuff
Oh,
like that.
I see.
I was wondering what that office
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
So-
October 5th, you heard there is the Esplanade party with
Sweet Like Pan Dulce.
Sweet Pan Dulce, and
September 5th, which is this Thursday, is the Run Club, the big.
yeah,
Run
we
Club.
won't. This episode won't
Yeah.
make that,
Okay.
but
Edit that. Edit
Every-
that out.
maybe we
Every
can put
Thursday?
this on your.
Huh?
Is it in every Thursday though?
Every
Yeah,
Thursday.
every
Oh,
Yeah.
every Thursday,
Yeah.
the Run
Every
Club.
It's
So
from
you'll
6:30,
catch
right?
this at some
You
point.
get here at 6.
6:30.
At 6:30, y'all take off.
Run takes off at 7. We do a 5K. We come back. We
Right.
eat and drink,
And have
and
a
then we
good
pull out the
time
alcohol.
talking.
We don't charge. Well, of course, it's
free.
more laid back.
So
We'll make
y'all
not
are
sure.
breaking any
closed,
labor
right?
laws or any
Technically,
alcohol
we're
laws.
closed, and we're
Okay.
just making
It's like a
drinks for the
private
run
party
club.
kinda
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
private
Okay.
event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A pop up.
Yeah, because
Yeah. You need to try our carajillo. Do you drink?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
No.
Oh.
I'm the only one that
She's
drinks.
the only one that can try
No,
the
we stopped
carajillo.
drinking. We had a whole
I
thing.
love a carajillo.
Yeah.
That is
I-
one of
I
my
was-
favorites.
either one of you want to explain what that is?
It's a coffee liqueur. Basically, it's like a coffee liqueur. It's a coffee-based
Yeah.
liquor.
And you shake it. You shake it over ice and then pour it back over ice.
So Carajillo, where's that from?
Brazil, I believe.
I'm not
Is
sure.
it Brazilian? I think it's.
It's kind of used right universally. We'll either make it with cold brew or espresso with liqueur 43,
They'll put
a
they'll
little
put
bit of vanilla,
43 cold
and
brew
then
in it.
shake that.
Huh.
I'll make you a
It's
mocktail.
so good.
carajillo.
Love that.
It's so
There we
good.
go. Hey, I'm down.
Whenever I see it on the menu, I usually order because it's not.
Yeah.
It's a drink that's not on everyone's menu.
Is it on
Right.
your menu? The
No, it's alcohol.
alcohol.
I can't sell it.
It's
Oh,
on the
that's
after
right.
hours.
Yeah.
It's
That's
at
right,
the run
that's
club.
right.
You got to go run.
Yeah, you got to
first.
run, and then that's your
Then you
treat.
get your
That's
treat.
the
Yeah, at the
reward.
end.
You know what you would like though? Oh no, it would have alcohol, but like with the horchata, mixed with liqueur 43, shaken over ice, and then pour. Ooh, that one's really
You need to
good.
make an horchata martini once you
Yeah,
open that.
that's what that would be.
You know what? They actually have now. They
Good
have some
stuff.
THC offerings that you might want to check into. Like they actually have like a one's supposed to be like a tequila one.
Okay, bring it. We'll mix it with your coffee.
And then
No, for real.
Hey, that's the loophole.
If you do THC, I can mix anything in liquid form. We'll make you a THC.
I'll have to
kebab.
think on that. I got to figure out what flavor I want. 'Cause
Alright.
I don't think that
No.
the tequila.
I think it's
base-
already flavored. That one you're talking about.
It's-
That's
yeah,
what I
it's-
think it is. It comes
it's like
a
lime. It's like a lime.
and there's a
flavor.
paloma one,
Yeah, I don't
which
know
is
if
like
lime would be good with
Okay.
coffee.
yeah.
Oh no, that's not good.
Nah.
Yeah.
I don't
That
think so.
that won't that'll cut.
I think it'll clash a little bit.
All right. Well, thank you
Cool.
so much for
Yeah,
being with
guys,
us
I
today. We
appreciate y'all.
appreciate
Yeah.
sharing the
Beautiful
knowledge,
place,
and the
absolutely.
drinks
Thank
are
you.
amazing. And of course, we'll always go anywhere we get fed or served. So thank you.
Yeah. All right, good.
It is good to share this, and actually, it's really delicious. And I've been here a few
Absolutely.
times. I have eaten here before. The food is great, and the service is outstanding. This is really truly a neighborhood gem. So
Yeah, and
thank you
Cynthia-
so
And
much.
Cynthia makes his salsa for the tacos.
Oh, yeah, we
the
make
kid
our own
tacos.
homemade
Did you make
salsa.
fun of me?
I make fun of
she-
the
she
tacos.
makes
Your little,
it.
and you can guys can come and have the little bear pancakes that Kareem loves so much.
I love
And
it.
if you want to come see Kareem, he's here all the time,
I'm
especially
not
on
here all the
Fridays.
time.
Every
Every day,
Especially on
not here
Friday.
in the morning. Yeah.
All the single ladies. On that note, peace out. Thank you. Thing. Sounds like there's some drama.
There's definitely no.
Called.
Oh my god! It begins. Life.
I see like everyone plays a part, right?
Yeah.
So,
Of course.
Thing Called Life.